Game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say this every single series. Every single one of these games feels like a finals to me. I could 100% envision a Soup versus More finals in any tournament. But we'll see how it's going to go. A little bit of rules check here, as I don't think More completely read the rules here in this one. Not sure if it was meta players rules or no repeat gods rules, and it is indeed no repeat god rules. There is, so that there is, for those of you out there who well, I guess basically this is more towards the players. If you do get into a situation where one player does pick a god that they've already played and you notice it in game, you can call it out, which means that the procedure is the player who played a god they've already played has to pick their god and tell you what the god is, and then you can counter civ if you so choose. So that's the rule. It's don't screw up. Basically is what I'm saying. Don't screw up. Anyways, back to the game. First game, Soup wins an incredibly insane, absolutely bonkers game with Heimdall against Uranus. You don't see that every day. Game number 2, we see More displaying some insanely good Centaur micro. Really, really good Centaur micro. Game number 3, we're on the map Mirage. Mirage has got a back fish location of either 8 or 9 fish, which spawns, and it's in a safe location, very hard to raid. Not impossible to raid, but very hard to raid. If, for example, you pick Kronos, you can time shift a dock down there and have a good time where that's concerned. If you pick, say, Norse, you can run an Ulfsark down there, drop a dock, potentially go for like a heroic age raid or something like that there as well. We'll see how things are going to go here as the game is getting underway. Spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Isis. His name is Soup. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Set. He screwed it up. More screwed it up. His name is More. The map is Mirage. And we'll see how it's going to go. We do see the docks coming down. Both players on both sides here going for that immediate dock. You will be wanting to get yourself those fish out as fast as you can. It is definitely the way to play, as we do see the boar now getting dragged into the town center. You can literally eat this boar underneath the town center. This is one of the big advantages to playing on Mirage, and it makes everyone have a really, really efficient early game. You can get some incredibly fast advance times with every single civilization here. But we're seeing Soup going for a very interesting strategy. He's got 3 straggler trees. He's going to be chopping them down with his villagers to get I imagine the perfect amount of wood out, as we're going to be chucking this on over here, the perfect amount of wood out in order to get himself his 8 or 9 fishing ship. You can tell how many fishing ship you need because the first location either spawns 2 or 3. This one's going to be 2, so he knows he only needs to get himself like 8 fishing ship. More, on the other hand, over here is going to be continuing to eat his boars. He's got himself 4 villagers on the wood over here. No real surprises. It is exactly what you need to do to get yourself a decent amount of fish out, and he's going to be continuing along. But you can see, look at this, a 2 fishing ship lead already for Soup. The only problem here for Soup is he hasn't started grabbing gold yet, so he might need to send a handful more villagers over onto the gold mine to throw a temple up with a bunch of villagers instead, which might not be a bad idea. It might be a good idea on this map because this build that Soup has managed to give himself a fairly considerable fishing ship lead in the early game. So we'll see how things are going to go here in this game. As over here on this location, we do see a house coming up here for More, as he does get a little bit population blocked. Not what you want to be seeing here. We do see the Pharaoh coming forward for More, going to be trying to attack the Soup priest here, as it's going to be retreating away. Now, here's a little known fact about this matchup. This is something that I'm not sure many people are aware of, because you don't see Isis versus Isis very often anymore, and you don't see Set versus Set anymore, or even Set versus Ice. It's actually a very rare matchup. But one of the strategies which was used back in the day quite extensively was the Priest Siege strategy in this matchup, as it looks like Suppe is kind of overgathering wood here. Looks like he's trying to get himself pickaxe maybe. But we see the temple coming down. But Priest Siege here from both sides is really, really good. From the Set side, you go Priest Siege. From the ISIS side, you go Priest Siege. Why? Because of ancestors. Not only that, the other reason is because of Chariot Archers. Chariot Archers do not trade pop efficiently against priests. Don't ask me why, but they do not trade pop efficiently against priests. If you have a mass priest against mass Chariot Archers, the priests win. I think a little bit of it comes down to the first shot, where the priests do not miss and the Chariot Archers do miss. And I think that does end up making it work, as we do see the monument to the villagers coming up now for Suppe, as a temple coming down as well. Going to be looking to get to the next age. I do think that going for a 4:30 advance time here is the way to go for Egyptian players. If you want to be playing Mirage on this one, I think you can do a 3-dock, 8 or 9 fishing ship build. And I feel like that's the best way after watching exactly what's happened here from Suppe's perspective. He's going up through Bast, 3 minutes, 55 seconds into the game. Monument to the villagers coming down as well. A little lumber camp coming out onto this location here as well. Do we see pickaxe in? Yes, we do. Villagers onto the cows and onto the chickens. There are hunt, or they should say there is hunt on this map. It's one, you get 1 pack of gazelle each. 1 pack of gazelle, 1 boar, and about 6 to 7 monkeys on this map. So the hunt is low here, but it gets mitigated by the fact that you've got fish on the back of your base. So we'll see how things are going to go here, as it looks like more going up through Ptah here. Suppe going up through Bast, as both players. Well, that's a lot of villagers on wood here from Moore. I'm not sure what he plans to do with it. Potentially an early, maybe an early town center here? No, I don't know what that wood's for. Is he sneaking a villager to prop a dock down? No, he's not going for that. He does leave the gazelle on the corners of this water here to make sure that Suppe doesn't try and sneak that there, as we do see. Oh! We see a vision. We see a vision. The villagers shifting, sanding forward here, and a dot coming down for more. Is this going to work or not? Because one thing that's going to happen for Suppe is that he's going to be able to get a Leviathan out, which might be enough to defend. I love this play from Moore. He goes double docks over here. He's going to try and put pressure onto his opponent immediately here. Whew. We'll see what is going to happen as the eclipse, not the eclipse, the prosperity getting dropped here, as Suppe's food is through the roof. One thing that, I mean, Suppe doesn't even need to defend his water here because he gets a free Leviathan. We'll see how it's going to go. But it's gonna be a spicy one. Maybe like 1 Leviathan, 1 siege ship, and then defend here, as the cabinet's gonna be coming out. The fishing ships can simply just dive into the docks for the time being here, as Suppe's already got the resources to go to the next age. The fishing ships getting targeted down here, as they're gonna be retreating back here. Cabinet's starting to come out for Suppe as well, as now Suppe, well, he's gonna be in the next age. I think that what Suppe can do here in all actuality is just drop Ancestors Eclipse into the main base of Moore here and have a very, very good time, as the cabinet's coming through over here, going to be pushing those fishing ships off of that location as they're going to move forward. And the thing is, you can't really overcommit to this one here if you're Moore. You can't really do that, because it's going to put you in a really, really bad spot. But we'll see how he's going to go. He's got himself 6, 7 cabinets out here, as some cabinets getting popped out of this location. A little bit of a mistake there from Suppe, popping that one out a little bit early. Nephthys 60% of the way through. 1 fishing ship does end up going down. Suppe in a little bit of a panic here, as the villager's going to move forward. He's got himself the gold to drop a Migdol stronghold in the middle of the map here. We'll see how that's going to go. And where is the Sphinx? We got the priest over on this location. We've got the obelisk over here. The Sphinx has managed to take down a priest over there. Half HP at this point, as the cabinets are getting taken down. A couple more cabinets going to be getting built out over here, as Nephthys does come through, and that means 1 Leviathan pops through here. It's not going to be enough to defend or break down all these docks that are over here, but it will be enough to defend if he gets out like a siege ship or something, as well, as this Wadjet over here does end up falling. as Soup starting to push through. And Moore's going to be asking himself the question, what does he do now? Because he's got a lot of wood income. He needs some more food. He does have a back gold mine over here. He needs some more food and get to the next age, because while Soup's not going to be able to build himself any elephant here, he will be able to spam out siege, and he will be able to spam out chariot archers. The thing is here in this situation, while Moore does have fish and he will be able to at some point get himself cavalry or war elephants, I definitely think that if Soup was a little bit more in tune with kind of what beats what in the Egyptian mirror, he may have decided to just go straight in to priest here instead of dropping that Migdol down, kind of pushing his timing forward maybe an extra minute or so earlier by getting like Spirit of Mart and then spamming priests and then getting himself the siege towers. Could have been a big deal there, as Soup does lose a couple more fishing ships over on this location there as the cabinets pulling back on this location here. We do see these villagers kind of in a weird spot over here. Some chariot archers are coming down. Lots of villagers on wood right now for Soup. Needs a little bit more gold though in order to get himself the siege out and spending all of his resources, as his chariot archer is going to start moving across the map. The Leviathan does end up getting picked off here, and Moore now taking control of the water. Will it matter or not though? Having access to 16 fish does matter. It's a big advantage here. Moore can drop some docks over here. I think they might be in range of this watchtower. I'm not 100% sure, but the cabinets do end up falling. Nephthys is on the way now for Moore, so he is catching up here on the tech, as the Sphinx is going to be moving around onto the corner here. I'm a little bit disappointed that we didn't see an Ancestors Eclipse on the main base here by Soup. That amount of economic damage would have been absolutely huge, and there was no priest here, or were no priest here. We are seeing Hands of the Pharaoh coming through now for Moore, as siege towers coming out as well for Soup. We see the market coming up for Soup as well. Is he going to be thinking about Mythic Age here to try and continue here? And you do have to remember, look at all the resources here that Moore has spent. I think maybe Soup went about 5 cabinets or something. I'm not sure how many he killed, but 11 cabinets here is something like 100 wood, 50 gold each, right? So you're probably looking at maybe sitting at 600 to 700 resources more spent than what Soup spent over there. So Soup will have somewhat of an advantage in terms of wood and gold here in this game, as we do see Ancestors getting dropped down by Moore here. We've got only the one priest, and we've got the Pharaoh coming through as well, as Ancestors Eclipse gets dropped down in the main base of Moore. Moore doesn't have that many priests here. He's got the one priest on the back, as the priest Pharaoh coming through here for Soup, as he's going to be able to deal with those very easily. More siege towers coming in onto this location. Do we see anything coming up over here? No. We do see a siege works coming up on this location, as Moore is housed. Moore didn't get his houses down in this game. He didn't throw them all. It's very normal for an Egyptian player to just throw every single house down here, as the chariot archer is trying to move forward. We will be seeing the temple getting taken down on this location, as well as the priests getting cleaned up, the villagers pulling back. There is still this gold mine over here that Moore can move on to and be fairly safe with, as these minions of Soup here searching around to try and pick off some villagers, as the temple does get taken down. The siege towers going after those houses, as well as the villager here will come through and try and take out this siege. Nice micro here from Soup. Going to be able to snipe down that villager as well. Beautiful play moving forward. We are still seeing the cabinets moving through here, trying to find some fishing ships to pick up, but the fishing ships still sitting here nice and healthily here, as more siege towers going to be coming through for Soup. He's in a really good position. Lots of villagers on gold here for Soup. He's going to be able to drop a second town center here as well if he wants, but I do think if he can just simply go Mythic Age behind all of this, that's going to be completely fine as well, as we do see the watchtower coming down here. We're starting to see mercenary cavalry coming out for Moore. They've got 5.3 speed, but can take them down fairly quickly, to be honest, with those chariot archers. If there's only one of them, it's well worth it to just snipe them down before they get much value done, as this town center starting to get torn down. We do see the siege towers now coming over here, potentially trying to take down this siege works on this location here. There are tons of villagers here, which if Soup recognized, I think he may have with that siege tower seen that gold mine. He should just move over there and deal with that, as these chariot archers just sitting a little bit too idly by, as he's now going to be moving over here and looking for some pressure to throw in onto this location here. As now the chariots coming through, going to be able to snipe down this cavalry over on this location. We do see the siege towers trying to defend against this one as best as they can. The cavalry pulling back over here as the siege towers sitting here, trying to do what they can do. But when they're both half HP, these chariot archers probably should be getting stopped here from producing and just produce siege towers. So throw down like 3 siege works, full count on count style. You didn't see that count on count game against Grass and Groom where he went basically full siege towers. I definitely recommend it, but definitely an option here for Suppe moving forward as these cavalry trying to hold on, but 3 cavalry really not that good as now the chariot archer is going to be able to start sniping down villages here of more. While this is all going on, the fishing ships over here trying to drop a dock over here, going to be able to take down the docks over on this location. Neither of these, none of this water is in range of town center fire with kind of anything, so it's not that big of a deal to be giving that away. But yes, Moore's economy going to be much stronger than Suppe's in terms of the food. But look at this, 30 villages here to 45. So Suppe is actually in front in the villager count by about 3 effective villages here, which is absolutely huge. He's still grabbing fish on this location. He's being so sneaky here. Love that play by Suppe. So he's actually even further in front as these villages still going down. 95 population, 4 more to 136 of Suppe, who is starting to get further and further in front in this game. Those chariot archers pulling back as the villagers on this location are going to get sniped down. Villagers popping out of the Migdol stronghold will be able to snipe down the siege tower, but every villager here that gets picked off is just Suppe getting further and further in front right now. And he knows that as well. He's also going to be able to snipe down that war elephant, but it does manage to jump into the Migdol stronghold in time there as the villagers, where are they? They're on the top side of the map. We see a town center is down. 4 more. He's got a lot of gold in the bank here as he's trying to get his villagers up, or his army up here as more villagers getting sniped down. The villager count here just skyrocketing for Suppe. And he's got the forward town center as well, which means he can grab the back town center and this town center as well, though Moore does still have these villagers over here sitting there idly by. We'll see how things are going to go as the army pulling back over here. We see the chariot archers pushing forward to try and take down some villages there. The chariot archers going to be pulling back ever so slightly here as well, as the siege tower does end up going down on this location. Villagers coming forward to try and take out those villagers on the back. Not going to quite be able to do so. Siege tower does end up falling. And it looks like Suppe here and Moore, they're in a relatively equal position, all things considered. I mean, Suppe's got all the map control, and there are villagers still getting taken down, but Moore is fighting his way back into this game. He is 1 house short here, but his micro, very nice here. Beautiful micro with those cameras. Look at him dodging those arrows of Suppe's chariot archers. He's able to snipe down a cavalry there as well, though from Suppe's perspective, still going after villagers. He doesn't particularly care about dealing with those chariot archers in the back here. He's just taking out villagers as best as he can, but now he does have to think about retreating here because now Moore is getting closer and closer in population, in score, and Suppe does decide to pull back. We see 3 siege towers over here sitting idly by, but Suppe is going to want to be using those fairly soon. But we'll be seeing more chariot archers started out or just more siege towers here, as it looks like Suppe's idea with these, I like this. I think this is going to be absolutely huge. Suppe's going to send these siege towers straight into this town center most likely and clean it up while continuing to put the pressure on over on this location. There's only 3 cavalry here and there's no villagers basically. Well, I tell a lie. There's 8 villagers in the main base. 1 house getting taken down over here. Will villagers get pulled onto this location or not? We'll have to wait and see, as yes, they do. But is it going to be too little, too late, as the siege towers all manage to get onto the town center? Effectively 3 siege towers, if they all get onto a town center, will basically be able to kill off town center before they all die most of the time. And you can see that that is basically the case here, as those siege towers do manage to kill that town center. Huge play there by Suppe as he's continuing to fight this one off. We're still seeing the micro here from Moore, playing it really nicely. Put the siege towers in front of the enemy chariot archers is the next move, as we do see a Migdol stronghold coming down on this location. Meanwhile, the villagers over here were sniped down by Suppe. Is going to shake down the mining camp as well, as More pulling back here as best as he can. We do see the mining camp getting taken down. Lots of food in the bank now for More as he's trying to motor ahead in this game. We see another siege works going up for More as he's going to be starting to lose a lot of buildings in his main base. The Migdol Stronghold coming up over here, and potential for Suppe to start making elephants here is very real, because Suppe's going to start putting farms up everywhere, because he's got farms over here, farms over here. You can get a third town center coming down. He's got himself 70 villages here as well, as the villagers coming over here to try and take out these siege towers nicely. We'll see how it's all going to go as the Chariot's pushing forward here very, very aggressively. But the villagers over here will be able to snipe down the majority of those siege towers. But I think that there is a potential here that Suppe doesn't actually care. We do see heavy chariots through for More, which is going to be a big upgrade, but he's very low on population here. 85 of 85 as houses trying to get thrown down on the back here all over the place. It's technically 53 villages to 75. So Suppe is a huge amount of economy in front in this game, as this Scorpion Man coming in is going to get picked off incredibly fast here by the chariot archers, as the special ability does come through. Villagers turning around and shanking as best as they can here, as more army coming in onto this location here as well. That's another Scorpion Man coming through here. I mean, Suppe can also build Scorpion Mans if he wants. Scorpion Mans if he wants. But he's got 56 favor there, so he could do that if he wants, or he could save it for the Mythic Age, maybe getting mummies or Avengers or upgrades for his spearmen, whatever he needs. As the chariot archers going to be coming in onto this location over here. Going to start taking out some of these villagers nicely, as the Pharaoh doing what he can over here. We see the chariot archers helping out as best as they can. More, I mean, will we see Suppe attempting to drop a Migdol down on top of this town center and just completely denying More from kind of, just like he has one town center over here, completely denying More from any of the map at this point? Or is there going to be another way to close this game out, as the chariot archers moving forward, trying to snipe more of those chariot archers in the back there? We do see the Pharaoh helping out, empowering that Migdol stronghold, as it looks like More is still able to hold on in this game even after all is said and done. 96 of 150 population to 143 of 154 population, as the villagers going to be moving forward, and Suppe's like, yeah, I'll take this one. Yeah, no worries. There's no problem where that's concerned, as the Pharaoh going to be throwing this town center up now, as the siege tower going to be coming through to clean up that armory there. How are the armory upgrades looking for Suppe? Non-existent. Same too for More. No, he does have bronze shields here. Not bronze shields, copper shields at this point. So the first line of technology is where that's concerned. As the town center just about to get up, there's a fifth town center here that Suppe could grab as well moving forward. We do see some big siege towers coming through. The villagers popping through onto this location. We'll see if this is going to be able to deal with this one here, as the siege tower is getting taken down very, very quickly over on this location here, as the mercenary cavalry going to come in and deal with those. We'll see if it's going to go down. It looks like it's not quite going to go down here. 4 siege towers, not enough here, as the village is going to be repairing this one back up. And in that moment, More does decide to tap out. GG, well played by Suppe. That early game build order there, definitely one to be thinking about from Suppe. They're very creative, chopping down the straggler trees, utilizing the Pharaoh to empower that town center to get that boost, not having to throw down the lumber camp, and being able to get his fishing ships out much faster than More. But in the end here, More going for a pretty crazy strategy here, shifting Sandsing onto the dock, grabs the fish for himself. But in the end here, was it worth it is the big question. Is this sort of pressure worth it from the other side? Is it worth it? That's the question here, because More got absolutely totaled in this game by, simply put, just a classic one town center push here, and he was not able to hold. I think maybe the way that this map is going to start shaping out is that you're probably not going to be wanting to go for those aggressive kind of boat shenanigans. Maybe just 1 or 2 at most archer ships to lightly harass the fishing ships. If your opponent reacts, he's going to have to kind of build more than you. And then you get your advantage where that's concerned if you want to harass the water. But that's not the only way to play this map. You can just go straight full land here and just have an extra 8 or 9 villager economy and be in a fantastic position. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in game number 4.